Booker believed in education and hard work, while Du Bois believed in demanding immediate rights and equality. Their efforts laid the foundation for the civil rights movement, which would come decades later. In 1914, World War I began in Europe. At first, America stayed out of the war, but in 1917, it joined the fight to help its allies like Britain and France. America's involvement in the war showed its growing power. After the war ended in 1918, President Woodrow Wilson helped create the League of Nations, an early attempt to bring countries together to prevent future wars. By the 1920s, America was booming. This period, called the Roaring Twenties, was a time of excitement, new music, like jazz, and progress. Women gained the right to vote with the 19th Amendment, and cities grew rapidly. But not everything was perfect. Many African Americans moved north during the Great Migration, hoping for better opportunities, but they still faced racism and segregation. The Great Depression, America's toughest time. The 1920s were a time of fun and excitement in America, but by the late 1920s, things began to fall apart. What caused the Great Depression? Stock market crash. In 1929, the stock market crashed. Many people lost their money and businesses went bankrupt. Unemployment. Millions of people lost their jobs. Families struggled to buy food and pay rent. Bank failures. Banks ran out of money and people lost their savings. This time was called the Great Depression because it was the worst economic crisis in American history. People stood in long lines for free food, called bread lines, and many became homeless. How did America survive the Great Depression? In 1933, a new president, Franklin D. Roosevelt, FDR, took office. He created a series of programs called the New Deal to help people and rebuild the economy. Jobs programs. The government hired people to build roads, schools, and bridges. Social Security. FDR started Social Security, which gave money to older people who couldn't work anymore. Banks and farms. New laws helped banks and farmers recover. FDR gave hope to Americans through his fireside chats, radio talks, where he explained his plans in simple language. In the 1930s, while America was recovering from the Great Depression, trouble was brewing in Europe and Asia. Germany, led by Adolf Hitler, was trying to take over Europe. In Asia, Japan was invading other countries. Why did America join the war? At first, America stayed out of World War II, which began in 1939. But on December 7, 1941, Japan attacked a U.S. naval base in Hawaii called Pearl Harbor. This attack shocked the nation, and the next day, America declared war on Japan, Germany, and their allies. The home front. Americans worked together to support the war. Factories made weapons instead of cars, and women like Rosie the Riveter worked in jobs that men had left to join the army. D-Day. In 1944, American and Allied forces landed in Normandy, France, to push back German forces. This was a turning point in the war. Victory in Europe and Japan. In 1945, Germany surrendered. Later that year, the U.S. dropped atomic bombs on Hiroshima and Nagasaki in Japan, ending the war. World War II made America one of the most powerful countries in the world. Its economy was strong, and its military was unmatched. After World War II, the world was divided into two main powers. One, the United States, which believed in democracy and capitalism. Two, the Soviet Union, USSR, which believed in communism. This rivalry was called the Cold War because it wasn't fought with weapons but with ideas, technology, and influence. The space race. The US and USSR competed to explore space. In 1969, the US became the first country to land astronauts on the moon. The Cuban Missile Crisis. In 1962, The world came close to nuclear war when the USSR placed missiles in Cuba, just 90 miles from the US. After tense negotiations, the crisis was resolved peacefully. The Berlin Wall. The USSR built a wall dividing Berlin, Germany, into East, Communist, and West, Democratic. The wall became a symbol of the Cold War. While America was growing stronger, it still had deep problems, especially racism and inequality. African Americans, inspired by leaders like Martin Luther King Jr., fought for their rights in the 1950s and 1960s. Brown versus Board of Education, 1954. This Supreme Court decision ended segregation in schools. Montgomery bus boycott, 1955. After Rosa Parks refused to give up her seat on a bus, African Americans boycotted buses to protest segregation. March on Washington, 1963. Over 250,000 people gathered in Washington, D.C., where Martin Luther King Jr. gave his famous "I Have a Dream" speech. The Civil Rights Movement led to important laws like the Civil Rights Act of 1964, which banned discrimination based on race, and the Voting Rights Act of 1965, which protected the right to vote. By the 1970s and 1980s, America was a global leader in science, technology, and culture. It continued to face challenges like the Vietnam War and economic struggles, but it also achieved great progress. Why is America so powerful today? 1. Diverse population. Immigrants from all over the world bring talent, culture, and innovation. 2. Strong economy. The U.S. is a leader in technology, business, and education. 3. Military power. America's military is one of the most advanced in the world. 4. Cultural influence. American movies, music, and fashion are popular worldwide. Welcome to the final part of the story of America. In this part, we will talk about the modern era, how America became a global leader, its culture, diversity, and the challenges it faces today. Let's dive in. America is known as one of the most powerful and influential countries in the world. Let's explore why. Economy. America has the largest economy in the world. Its companies like Apple, Google, and Tesla lead in technology and innovation. Military power. America's military is not just large, but also highly advanced, with bases and alliances around the world. Diplomacy. The U.S. works with other countries to solve global issues like climate change, security, and trade. America's movies, music, and fashion are famous everywhere. Hollywood. American movies dominate theaters worldwide. Characters like Spider-Man and Wonder Woman are loved by all. Music. Artists like Michael Jackson, Beyoncé, and Taylor Swift are global icons. Food. American fast food, like hamburgers, pizza, and fried chicken, is popular in almost every country. One of America's greatest strengths is its diversity. People from all over the world live in America. They bring their languages, food, traditions, and ideas, making America a beautiful mix of cultures. This diversity is celebrated in festivals like Thanksgiving, 4th of July, and multicultural events where people share their traditions. America is often called the land of opportunity, because people believe they can achieve anything here with hard work. This belief is called the American dream. Immigrants. Many people come to America for a better life. They work hard and contribute to the country's success. Inspiration. Stories of immigrants achieving success inspire the world. Even though America is powerful, it faces challenges just like any country. Racism. While progress has been made, racism still exists in some places. The fight for equality continues. Income inequality. Some people are very rich, while others struggle to make ends meet. Healthcare in America is expensive. Many people worry about paying for doctor visits and medicines.